Hi guys, my name's Eric and welcome to I Want My Angst TV. Today we'll be reviewing HBO Max's new series, Generation. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to our channel, comment along, tell us what you think of the series, and share it with your friends so they can tell us what they think. Okay, let's dig in, you guys. If you are a Zennial like me and confused about what's going on with Gen Z, HBO Max's Generation is your chance to be a fly on the wall and see exactly what's going on in all those parties that they're Instagramming about. So, HBO Max's Generation is 8 episodes that are about a half hour each. I know, no one ever does that anymore, but it is about a bunch of alphabet mafia kids learning about who they are in a very conservative community.
Today I'm that. There was a time when people were just normal.
I'm gonna go over the details, but this series is great and is totally different from when I grew up and fantastic to watch.
Some guy from the other team keeps staring at you.
We hooked up, but he was a jerk, so I went home and signed him up for the Scientology mailing list.
Sorry, boys like me.
So sometimes we start with what we like. Sometimes we want to close with what we like. That's what this is. So I did not think I was going to stick with this. This series started with a bang. I mean, you're in the mall with the bathroom and screaming, and there's a lot going on, you guys. And then bang, you jump to another character and their perspective of the exact same situation. It was very 13 Reasons Why. And I loved that. The second episode lost me completely. By the third episode, I was like, well, I guess I can keep watching. And with the fourth one, like, I was back. So stick with it. I promise you, it's going to be worth it.
Pinky promise.
Oh, yes.
The other thing that I did not like about the series was one of the characters.
I'm Ariana, and my fun fact is my parents are gay. They're thinking of bringing a third into their relationship.
I think she's written that way. I mean, the actress, Nathania Alexander, playing Ariana, she did a fantastic job playing a heinous character. Like, every time she came on the screen, I wanted to turn off the television. But I assume we're going to find out why she's so awful a little later, which is one of the reasons why I'm going to keep watching. One other thing, now, whereas I loved this cast, everyone did fantastic with the characters that were written. As a member of the Alphabet Mafia that, you know, has struggled with body dysmorphia, I wish they had cast a chubby gay character. You know, like, we're learning that, you know, body dysmorphia is huge in the gay community. Not just learning it, we're talking about it. And this would have been a really good opportunity for them to do that too. Okay, so that's enough with the bad. Now let's move on to the good. First and foremost is representation. You know, this is, as I said previously, a look at what Gen Z is like now and a testament to how far we've come. When I was growing up, you didn't have out gay kids on the sports teams. Not that I was on a sports team, I was in musical theater. But in this series, you get to see that. You get to see the world that these kids are living in now, where the popular kid can also be the out gay kid, which is just completely foreign to me.
I'm a star water polo player with a 4.1 GPA. I'm like a lot.
Another thing that I really love about this is, you know, we have a lot of stories out there about a lot of kids coming out and dealing with that. And that is still important, and that is represented here. But another thing that this represents is the whole rainbow of the spectrum of kids and their sexuality and learning what that is. You have the kid who's out and proud and living his life exactly how he sees fit. You have the kid who's coming out and struggling with that. You have the shy girl who doesn't know how to talk to the girl that she likes and, you know, whose family knows what's going on and they're accepting of it. They love them. This series doesn't shy away from the fact that these kids are having sex. These kids are having those experiences, and it's great that they're doing that. You know, that's part of life, and they are talking about the good and the bad of that, and, you know, the emotional turmoil that brings. It was really, really great to see young kids being able to be themselves in school and be popular and be liked in a very conservative community, which is not easy, I can tell you. I grew up in it. Yes, you do have some very surface level characters at the beginning, but by the end of the 4th episode, you've learned so much about these characters and the complex undertones of what makes them who they are. And I really loved that. Another thing that I love is these young actors and actresses playing these characters that are so multifaceted. You know, you have that outer layer that they portray for everyone on TikTok and on Snapchat, which was a huge piece of this show. And then you have what's really going on underneath and what they're really dealing with. You know, these are fully formed, multifaceted characters who just happen to be gay and not just people playing a sexuality, which we need more of.
You're the new guidance counselor?
Sam.
Chester.
The characters that were my favorite were Chester and Nathan. I mean, Chester was everything I wanted to be when I was that age. I wanted to be popular and fit, and I didn't want to play sports, but I wanted to be part of something. And he gets all of that, and I love that they're representing that. And then you have Nathan, which is still young and fit and popular because of the money, but he doesn't know where he fits in, and he doesn't know who he is yet. And that's another side of this that needs to be told. And you have the guidance counselor, Sam, played by Nathan Stewart Jarrett, who you might recognize from Misfits, bridging that gap. And for kids to have a guidance counselor who they can talk to about these things is amazing. However, his relationship with Chester, as it's beginning to form in the beginning of this series, I gotta be honest, made me a little uncomfortable. I thought we might be gonna tell a different story, and I'm really glad that we didn't go there, because I really think it would have taken away from what this series has to offer. And a standout performance for me was Martha Plimpton playing the conservative pastor's wife. I grew up watching her in Raising Hope, and this is a very different character for her, and I loved it.
They had car seats 20 years ago. I didn't say they didn't have them, I said we didn't have them.
Overall, I thought that HBO Max's Generation had great writing, great performances by a lot of young actors and actresses, and great representation of a side of the alphabet mafia that we don't get to see very often in Gen Z. The pacing could have been a little better, but overall, there's a lot of wins, and I'm here for it.
Let's learn about ourselves, and from now on, let's just get it right.
You ready?
Thanks for watching. I'm Eric, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you thought about HBO Max's Generation. And don't forget to ring that bell for more angsty videos. Bye!